everyone. I hope you are going to be with us to hear from Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas. This is Dr. Selena Yee coming on to talk about our Passion to Purpose Conference. I'm so excited about it. I hope that you will get just as excited. We are here to just get a little bit from Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas. Hi, I see a couple of people in the chat. I am happy to, let me call on, to talk about my Passion to Purpose events that is happening on March 19th, 2022 in Ridgefield Park. And we are going to, it's for women entrepreneurs, women who are not sure of what they want to do, but they are involved. Good, I see Dr. Cindy Bautista has joined. Let me invite you in. Hi, is that you?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, thank you.
Good. So, you know, I was thinking about our talk today, and one of the things, Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas, I like to say your name, right? Somebody said, you like to say her name. I said, I do. I was thinking about our journey. So before I get all the way into, and you know, we're not going to be long, but I wanted to think about how you and I met, right? And it was during the journey of the doctoral work, right?
Oh.
And so to be here, January 20, this is interesting for you because this is a year for you.
Yes.
So congratulations on that, doctor. But we started our journey in 2013 together. And I was thinking about, I said, what Cindy, people don't know, and excuse me if I go back and forth with Dr. Cindy and Cindy, but we talk about you and how you have inspired others. You bring it into the room. You know, you're always about that life, going to the next level to support your friends and peers, as well as your family and you. So I saw that in you from our walk when we had that class together, whether it's hot or not, right? So I think about this as a full circle moment in the sense that we started together and then we finished, maybe not in the same month, but we finished in the same year together.
Yes.
Through peaks and valleys. And I said, what could I say? And as before I start this, you know, quick interview with you, or not even an interview, just a little peek into what we're going to do at the back to you and talk to me about who Cindy is. You said you honored the ancestors. Did we move? Because I lost.
No. So I'll just get right into it. So I am Doctora Cindy Maria Bautista-Thomas.
Maria.
Right, that's my middle name. And I am a social worker, an educator, a mindfulness practitioner, a mother, a wife, an honorer of ancestral practices, a spiritual warrior and prayer warrior, right? And a friend, right? An Afro-Latina from my descendancy is from Dominican Republic, and I honor my African roots within that diaspora. And I began the journey of being intentional about setting goals in 2008, I have to say. So in 2008, I was experiencing a divorce, right? My first high school sweetheart boyfriend, and I had 2 children. I was a single mother, school social worker, and my partner, my business partner, Nancy Lewis, and I were experiencing the same thing. We were both like, how did we find ourselves in this very similar situation, right? That's what I said. The Mercury retrograde is
it is the Mercury retrograde. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I have so many amazing folks that are on this live, and thank you all for being present. And so I remember sitting and she calling me one day and introduced this concept of Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. And we started partnering with each other, praying with each other, setting goals with each other. And then we began to vision board and support each other's goals. It was something that we did to support each other as sisters, right? As friends, as comrades in the social work world. And as we started manifesting goals, reaching all these different priorities in our lives, personal and professional, we started having vision board parties where we invited our friends and families. We would have wine and food and just have a great time discussing our, goals, discussing our life challenges, discussing, just life, right? And it was one day that someone said to us, have you ever thought about doing this like as a business? And we hadn't at that point thought about it. And so we started to think about it. And in 2017, we decided to become incorporated as Velocity Visions Inc. And so since then, we started off as holding vision board workshops initially, and it has expanded exponentially in that we are working with organizations, corporations, and businesses, working with their teams in making sure that they are living their best lives, that they're intentional about the work that they're doing, working with vulnerable populations. We do a lot of work with the Department of Education, with educators, with social work practitioners as well, thinking about compassion fatigue, burnout prevention, social emotional learning, healing-centered practice, diversity, equity, inclusion, and access, and issue healing, and really thinking about healing-centered practice, right? I recently became a mindfulness practitioner and yoga practitioner as well. And so the journey has been long, right? And it also has become something that has been very fulfilling for me personally, but also has supported my family in creating, income. And so it's been wonderful to be a part of this journey. Thank you for asking, Selena.
I want to say hi to my instructor who's on there. She's one of the best cyclist spin instructors, Renidra. Hi, shout out to her for trying to keep me fit. I'm trying to get there. You got to have a healthy mind and body. But I also, Cindy, what I was going to add, yes, you started 2008, and then you actually started your business in 2017. So I think one of the things that, as I'm hearing you talk about it, is stating more, you kept on the path, because in the midst of doing vision boards, you had a family, you started your doctorate school, you started a business, and you kept working, might I add, right? So tell us, how do you, the visions that you were creating when you started in 2008, were they coming to fruition?
Absolutely. The very first vision that came into fruition is my husband, my life partner, my best friend, Chef Winston James Thomas Jr. of In the Zone Catering. Got to give him a shout out, because I remember knowing that I have all this love to give and that I'm worthy, right? And it was after the work that I needed to do for myself, that self-work, right? Because that's part of the vision, is not only setting the vision, but are you ready for what you're asking for, right? I believe in a higher power, right? So I get my source connection from God, from spirit. And so in creating my vision board that year before I met my husband, I created a vision board images where there was a man that was reading books to my two children. I have a boy and a girl. And also he was going to church with us. He was eating with us, and he was sort of family oriented, because that was my priority, was that not only to find, of course I wanted a handsome man, right? A man that had also goals, a man with goals, and a man that could honor the woman that I am, because I know that I am a visionary, I am ambitious, and I know I'm a piece of work, a good piece of work. and there's a special kind of man that gotta honor, someone like me, and someone that I could honor back, right? A reciprocal. And so that was the very first vision, Dr. Yee, that
she remembers.
Oh my goodness, yes! Oh yes, girl, we had discussions, me and Barbara, who just started a business of her own. So I love that we have women on here that are entrepreneurs. One of my photographers was on here, one of mine, right? Because you got to have several. That recently did my photo shoot with my doctorate regalia, was on here. And so, that was my very first vision that I prayed about it. I was intentional. There were daily practices, right? It wasn't just sort of, that's something that, we'll talk about later, but I'm not going to give y'all too much.
Too much, not too much, just a little, because we want them to come to your event and then the conference if they can. So we want to get into the vision. That's why I asked you about your vision and what you saw, like what manifested, because we were manifesting things.
Yes, yes.
So just thinking about that, Cindy, give them one last part, like so your husband was one. Now going in on the path, every year you did this journey with your vision boarding, and it was every year at a certain time of year. When was it normally?
That's a great question. I decided that I would do it towards the end of the year every year, or at the very beginning of the year, right? So if I didn't get to do it at the end of December, then I would do it in early January or early February. And then what I like to do is I use the moon cycles as time periods to reflect, to realign, reassess, right? Any practices that I'm doing, breaking down my goals by quarters, right? So that I also think about what are the goals that I'm looking to create in that particular time period. And for me, that has worked. I use the beginning of the year as a reset. And so some people like to do and there's no time frame that, scientifically based, that if you do it, a certain period, it's going to work better than others. It's really about the practices that you do then after, right? That impact your outcomes.
Okay. No, okay. So then let me ask you this. After your husband and the business, give us, now I'm going to pivot just to the conference about thinking, what can people expect when they think about, can you see the vision? Just an idea, something to think about for them to ponder. And
of course. So I'm very excited that you invited me. And I know that Dr. Yee knows so many different people. And so I know I'm not the only person that she knows that does this work. So I feel honored and privileged to be a part of the event. So, really looking at the vision, it's not just about a cut and paste project, right? It's not an art project that we're creating, although some people create art of their vision boards. But I'm going to take you through a journey.
Yes.
And for some of us, it might be uncomfortable because it's a journey of reflecting on your life practices, reflecting on all the ways of being that have brought you to where you are today. And then, excavation work. I'm going to just leave it there.
Yeah.
So when you think about excavation, you think about there's this land that you want to make something out of this land.
Yes.
And you sort of want to dig and dig until you find the things that you're looking for, right? Or you're digging to take out things that aren't serving you. So that is the kind of experience that they will expect to have at the conference. You will walk away with a blueprint of some sort, right? We may not complete a complete vision board, but what I will support you in is supporting you in thinking through your vision for your life, not just for 2022, but beyond 2022.
I love that. Okay, no, that's exactly what they needed to hear. I know that we said we wouldn't be long, but I just need them to know what's next for Cindy, Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas.
Listen. So this year has been so those of you that follow me, if you don't already follow me at Velocity Visions Inc., definitely do that. I'll also be doing some more things at Cindy Bautista-Thomas because there's definitely two different things that I have going on. So Velocity Visions took a pause. We took a break. My mother passed away in April of 2021. And what that did for me was give me time to recharge, recalibrate, take time, grieve, and also rediscover Cindy. Because Cindy had been a doctoral student for 8 years, as Dr. Yee said, working full-time, navigating parenthood. And I also got to move into our very first home, which I'm really excited about. And so what that means that's going to happen next is that we're creating some really great opportunities for people to connect to vibe. We're working on becoming continuing education providers for mental health practitioners. We've been working with many organizations. So while we may not have been very active on social media, we have been still very busy, right? So if you work at an organization that's in need of reconfiguring, restructuring, supporting teams of people, particularly right now, right? In this global pandemic time, we found that people have been struggling in so many different ways, right? And so we can support people around mental health. We can support people around thinking of strategies to support their teams. And that's the kind of work that we've been doing. And we're also going to get into some coaching, right? I hadn't been doing coaching because I had been doing a million other things. And so we're looking to, at some point in the year, open up opportunities for coaching, both group coaching and individual coaching. And we will have a vision board workshop. So in honor of my mother's birthday, which is in February of 2022, we are doing a pay what you can vision board workshop. We will never do this again. So usually our vision board workshops, the last one we had, I think the ticket was $75. Right? Because we bring it, right? We're both licensed clinical practitioners, social workers, and we come to support your journey in such an intentional way. While we're doing the work, we're coaching you through as well, right? And so we're offering an opportunity for those folks that maybe in the past, maybe they just didn't have the financial resources. Maybe they just couldn't at the moment, and we want to acknowledge that. So we will post the invitation to that by this week, so that people could go ahead and sign up. So it's pay what you can, right? And if you can't pay anything, you don't pay anything and you show up. So this is honoring my very first mentor, my mother, who gave me when she couldn't give, right? And so God put it in my spirit to offer this to the community. So Auntie and I will be offering this February 12th from 10:30 to 12:30. So it'll be a 2-hour vision board event. It'll be a lot different than all of our other events because I'm now a mindfulness facilitator. And so we're bringing that into the work in a real intentional way. And so that's what we have going on so far. We have a lot in our sort of list, but we're really thinking about our wellness because we both work full time. And then we also do other creative projects. But that's what folks should expect for 2022.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I want to know, where can they connect with you? Tell them again where they can connect with you for those who are not part of your already, group.
Absolutely. So definitely go to Velocity Visions Inc. for our business endeavors. And then you can go to Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas, because I will, I'm so glad that someone on here, Barbara, who's my high school comadre, she said, when are you coming on? So I hosted an interview platform during the pandemic called Candid Conversations, and I am going to start that up again. So you can be a part of that by checking me on Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I want all those who participated today to just give a hand clap or a heart, send the heart up in the chat. And we thank you. I just want to thank Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas because we've been together for 9 years now. I know her journey. It's not easy, but we push forward and we keep going and we find like-minded people. And Cindy is that person that is always going to support you and pull you through. So I thank you. I'm grateful for our friendship. Please go and be, add yourself, friend her on Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas, friend her on Velocity Visions Inc. and go to her website at www.velocityvisionsinc.com. Did I say that right?
You did that perfectly. Thank you so much.
Definitely, you will see her at our event on March 19th, 2022. It is a heated, tented event, mask required. We have COVID restrictions, Passion2Purpose Conference. We want women entrepreneurs, women who want to be inspired, empowered, but also get steps to go through the process. Cindy just talked about her process. It was 9 years. She then launched the company, but she had been plowing, and now she's excavating for people. So how about that? So there's that. So I thank you, Cindy. Dr. Cindy Bautista-Thomas. Thank you, everybody who joins. We see you. We appreciate you. And we want you to also come out. You will not be disappointed. We will have more interviews so you can get a little taste of who's going to be there. So thank you so much, Dr. Bautista-Thomas.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I will
Thank
see
you.
you. It's good to see you.
I can't wait to see you in person. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
that's
so
what
excited.
I can't wait. And congrats on the home and all
Thank
the
you.
other things. The job, there's just so many new things. So I will
Thank
be in
you.
touch with you.
Thank you.
All right.
And please follow Dr. Selena. Those of you that are my friends that are on here, please follow Building B3. Dr. Selena Yee is bringing it full force. And I'm so excited to partner with you because I know that this is just the beginning of the work that you get to do and the work that we get to bring out into the world.
Yes, together. Research. They'll know more. They'll know we've collaborated on other things in the past. And Cindy is much more advanced. She has books. And Cindy's a little in everything, which is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much. And I hope to see you there. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.